What is going on? What is going on? What is going on, party people? It's your boy, Coach D Brown, from a big league, from a first round pick with the Kansas City Royals. Giving you this knowledge of everything that I can with this game of youth baseball, giving kids maximum exposure, giving them an opportunity to make it to the next level and get an opportunity to go to the next level with me, getting them to school. Right, a little shaky today, right? Gosh, Lord have mercy. So long day already, but listen, I hope everybody's doing well today. I shout out to everybody that has been signing up to California. I got a great turnout coming out there to California tomorrow evening, the last day for registration for sign ups. So, please go ahead and sign up. And I will see you guys out there on Saturday in Hawthorne, California. I'm super excited. Heading back to Cali, going back to Cali. Yeah, so anyway, I'm heading back out to California. I'll be out there in a couple of days. So most likely on Thursday, I will not be doing my live. Most likely, I don't, if anything, maybe a little earlier than usual, but I will be back out there. I'll be ready to go on Friday. Getting the show, getting everything together with the showcase on Saturday. Real exciting news coming up, possibly about what up, Javier? What's good? Real exciting news about some future locations and future potentially partnerships that we may be having with these showcases. Had a great talk today. Hopefully, we'll get some things lined up and great partnerships going with my showcases. People are listening. People understand the type of talent that is coming to my showcases. And which is nephew sent a few kids to the showcase again. I appreciate that, Javier. Appreciate that, dude. Yeah, man. So, man, I'm super excited, man. It's just it's been a blessing, man. Getting the chance to meet parents and kids from all across the country. I'm super excited to be doing what I'm doing in California. You know what I'm saying? This time last year, I didn't think that we'd be able to have showcases, with the whole COVID breakout. And then for me to be able to travel to different parts of the country is truly a blessing to see some of this talent out there. So I'm super excited and blessed to be in the position that I am in. It doesn't go unnoticed. The beauty of this is all because of what I'm doing now. Everything has started because of this conversation and the people that have joined on here. And listened and came to the showcases. And so right now, I'm gonna do the number one day. How many different states? I want to say close to 15 to 16 different states have been represented at my showcases so far this year. And we haven't hit the Northeast yet or anything like that, or the upper Midwest or anything like that. So from Cali to AZ to, well, after this weekend, I should say, from Cali to Nevada to AZ, all the way across, haven't had a New Mexico yet, but Texas, Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee, Georgia, North and South Carolina, Virginia, Virgin Islands, Florida, man, Ohio, man, I can't think of it, most of the other up north places yet, but we're going, man. Checking into here for that, no doubt, Herman. Good to see you, my dude. Man, we're just talking about you, Texas, Herman. Especially, I'll be thinking about you and your son when I'm thinking about this Texas talent. I just had a really good talk about the talent and things we're trying to do out there in Texas. So hopefully, we're able to come through and get these showcases lined up and partnerships together, man. We were talking heavy about the show Texas thing literally today. Me and somebody that's doing very similar things. So anyway, speaking of showcases, speaking of youth baseball and all of this, man, I want to hit this subject up a little real quick. I mean, I'm on Facebook every day. I'm on there a lot, right? Postings and answering questions and marketing, everything that I can with the showcases and stuff on Facebook and my group, anything like that. If you're not part of my private Facebook group, go over to D Brown Baseball. Look at, you may be a fan on my fan page, but go over to the private Facebook group. A lot of you guys are posting, commitments, videos of your kid hitting and balling out there. So D Brown private Facebook group, go ahead and sign. It's obviously it's free. Just sign up. Just a few questions that you have to ask, and post away. You know what I'm saying? Post away with your kids and your highlights of what's going on over there with them. All right. There are college coaches in our private Facebook group. So it's pretty cool. All right. This is I wanted to hit this subject up, okay, before I get on and rambling. So I was in a private Facebook group today, and we were talking about the subject of parents and speaking to coaches, and when is a good time to do it? Is it right? And what type of subject should you be talking to the coaches about, right? So this group, it was a advanced instruction baseball group, private Facebook group, and I just happened to join not too long ago. And I just happened to see the post, and it was about a 13-year-old kid. My dad posted about a 13-year-old kid who's struggling pitching, and he is wondering, should he go to the coach about why his son is not pitching, right? And he's like, I've been teaching this kid, my kid, for a long time, and a lot of things. He's just struggling at the plate. He can't throw strikes, and he wants to talk to the coach about, basically, why is my son not playing? There were some really great answers from dads. I'm sure that dads probably have their kids that are playing in different leagues around the country, and possibly maybe some coaches, but it was really good information being shared in that group, and the consistency of that group, the most of the answers was just like, nah, don't be that dad to go and go question the coach about why you're not playing, why your son is not playing. I wanted to hit this subject up because I have my own views, right? I posted on. I usually don't post, things in certain groups just because sometimes it can go left or right. And I never claimed to be like, the big baseball guy that has all super duper experience and been there and done that. I try to be modest and just listen, because sometimes I get ideas on what I can talk about on the show, what type of programs that are, may be needed out there for these families and kids and parents out there, because, based on the discussions, right, and some of the concerns that parents may have, I learn and I get information to, bring it to you guys, or build some type of program or information, to share, or bring on guests that can help you with certain things that may pertain to you guys. So that's why I get information from, just by kind of, being nosy. What up, Keish? How you doing? Woody, what up? All right. Counting down to the Cali Showcase, Coach. No doubt. Woody, a few days away, man. So, hey, I got another exciting too. We got another school being added to a junior college that reached out to me. Beauty of that, they reached out to me and wanted to come to the showcase. So that's cool. So I'll announce that in a minute. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. All right. But anyway, so when is the perfect time? And in this situation, I basically told the dad, I didn't say nothing. And one of the listeners in the comments, he was like, listen, I only posted against him because he said it was like, what are you dads out here talking about? This is the reason why travel ball is the way it is, because, you don't want the kids at 13 now that to go back and 15 years from now and regret that you never said nothing, and all his baseball memories will be of his dad not basically reaching out to the coach and helping him get on the field and play, something to that effect or whatever, right? And I had a comment, and I basically just said, listen, and these are my thoughts, and I understand that there's a lot of money that gets paid to play baseball and travel ball. I understand there is a lot of money out there. I get it. And, you want to see your kid play. But this is kind of piggybacking off of the subject I talked about yesterday about that dog, right? That dog that's in the kid, all right? If he's not playing well, there's a part of the development, right? But there's also the real world aspect of it, right? Where if he's not playing well, and you want to keep throwing him out there, right? You know what I'm saying? From a parent standpoint, you want to keep seeing your kid out there. You know what I'm saying? But when is it there a lesson to be learned that, hey, if you don't play well, you know what I'm saying? There's a chance you might sit, right? And I don't care who you are. I'm gonna come from a coach's standpoint now before I become from a parent standpoint. there's always tiers to every kid. You know what I mean? There's just like real world, right? The Carlos Beltran may have a bigger leash than D Brown did with the Royals, right? I have to suck it up and live with it, right? I know it's major leagues, right? But Carlos may be able to hit, not get a hit for 2 or 3 days. You know what I'm saying? D Brown, if I don't get a hit 2 or 3 days, I'm on the bench. You know what I'm saying? Where Carlos is going to stay out there. All right. It's a level to this. All right. It's no different from what a regular coach, even though you want everything to be fair, which life isn't. Life isn't, even though everybody pays the same money, right? But life isn't fair. There is a time when you have to keep it real and understand that, listen, and again, I think it's at that 13-year-old level, 12, 13-year-old level when you start, listen, you're not playing well. This is not anything that, like you need to take the heart and the crying and getting upset about here and there. Parents don't need to be arguing and all of that. Like, yo, bottom line is, there are rules and there are, you have to play well. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no, and that's part of that whole culture that we're dealing with right now. It's like everybody gets to play. Everybody, gets to share, gets trophies and everything like that. Win or losses, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gets the opportunity to walk away with a trophy, right? And everybody feels good and because it's youth baseball and it's fun here and there, right? But what does that teach our kids though? You know what I'm saying? So if a kid over here is 13 and struggling, can't throw strikes, his dad admitted that he's not throwing strikes, so he's not helping the kid. It's really, and truth be told, he's actually hurting the kid and wanting his kid to go back out there without knowing that the kid has the confidence to go back out there and pitch well, right? So he's getting mad and he's wondering, what should I do? Should I go say something to the coach about getting my kid in there and getting him playing, getting him back out on the mound? And even though he's struggling, he can't throw strikes. So this has happened over a period of time, right? So the work that needs to go in behind the scenes needs to be worked on a period of time. So everybody was talking about development and, because parents pay, you know what I'm saying, he should be playing, you know what I'm saying? That was some of the comments. Most of the comments were, kind of like what I agreed about, about was like, yo, keep the kid working. Let him sit on the bench, let him learn, you know what I'm saying? And hey, it's going to be a time. I mean, I don't care. This is not a major league roster where, not everybody gets hurt at 13, right? But not everybody plays well. And they especially pitching, right? Everybody needs pitching. So they're going to need him again. All right. But let him learn a lesson. Let him learn what he's dealing with right now. This is part of the problem. What I was talking about yesterday about that dog country club mentality. You know what I'm saying? Right, we sit back and he's like, and parents, we do it. We're the reason because we pay our money. We want to see our kid play. Hey, he's gonna be all right. We kind of have blinders, eyes when it comes to our kids, right? Or so and so over there is struggling too. Why is he still playing and all of that, right? He might struggle one game, where your kid may struggle 3 or 4 games, but you don't miss that. You know what I'm saying? You don't miss him, but you miss your own kid, right? That's the problem sometimes. So I believe, you know what I'm saying? Like at that age group, because I coached at a 13 or 14-year-old level, right? Before. And I used to get in trouble and parents would be coming up to me and mad. And I used to try to be diplomatic and let everybody play. And it gets to the point where the bottom level of these kids, yeah, they enjoy playing, but if they sucking it up, you know what I'm saying? Well, what do? I had to start benching guys, you know what I'm saying? I had to start. And the parents started getting mad at me and wanted to have meetings with me and wondering why, you know what I'm saying, their kid get to sit and so kid, And, I basically had to tell them, I ended up kicking the parent and kid off the team. And it was just like, it is what it is. I'm like, he ain't playing well. And I'm like, he has to sit. Well, why everybody else ain't sit, whatever. I said, you're the kid that's struggling the most at this time. All right. And it's okay. I'm like, I'm going to need him. I let him play a game or two on the weekends, you know what I'm saying, just to kind of see where he was at. I let him play every weekend, you know what I'm saying? But he didn't play all the time, and he was the main guy sitting, and it was killing his confidence and all of that. All right. I'm just saying, sometimes we just develop some, what do y'all think on this? Because y'all play the money, you think that your kid should play and play every inning, and regardless if he's doing well or bad, he should be playing. Do y'all feel that way? I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying how you go about this. You know what I mean? I just know. I want to know from a parent standpoint. All right. What up, Cynthia? What's good? Louisiana in his house. It's a reason why your kid not playing. You gotta own your spot and keep it. Facts, Charlie. Appreciate it. That's what I'm saying. Like, when you pay your money, you are having a spot on the team. That's it. You know what I mean? Now it's up, and then maybe it's not discussed with different organizations and players and coaches and team meetings is not maybe discussed. All right. But up front, it's like, yo, and it should be told by the coaches, hey, if your kid struggles here and there, there's a possibility that he may be benched. Because everybody's cool with it in the beginning until it starts happening. You know what I'm saying? That's when the arrows start flying. All right. If you don't fight for your child, who will? Coaches have biases too. As a parent, you have to put your child in the right situation to succeed. Facts. Okay. If he's playing bad, he needs to sit. If he's playing well, then he needs to play. Well, I mean, you doing both sides. I'm talking about the kid playing bad. You know what I'm saying? If he's playing bad, why are you gonna fight with the coach? Go fight with the kid to tell him go get better, go get some coaching. You know what I'm saying? Some private lessons and all of that. All right. Reach out. You know what I'm saying? Don't come to the coach. Why is my son not playing? That's what I'm saying. If he's struggling, if he's struggling. You know what I'm saying? If he's struggling. All right. Our philosophy is worry about your kid. Make sure he is ready to play the best players. Make sure your child is the best player. I mean, what do you look at it from a parent standpoint? If you got little Johnny always getting outs at the back end, and as a coach, he's just keeping them out there. Then you get to the point where you as a other parent that's the kid is doing well and all this, like, are we playing to win? All right. Are we playing good, solid baseball? Are we playing to win? We want everybody to get better, but are we playing to win? All right. That's a question you need to ask. Bro, how do you kick a parent off the team? Well, I mean, I meant the parent and the player. That's what I meant. All right. So at a certain age, no. After a certain age, no. I say that 12, 13 is when, I believe. However, before 12, you have to give kids a chance to fail and figure stuff out. Yes, it's about winning, but folks have to learn how to fail and succeed. Yeah, I agree. I say 12 years old is that breaking point. I believe 12 is. All right. I said it early. 12 to 13 is when you start sitting and benching and all of that, right? Because 8, 9, 10, you just want, I still think it's about fun between 8 and 12, even though you want 12, 13 to be fun, but it gets, 13 you entering high school in a year or two. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be everybody play when you get to high school. It don't work like that. So how do you teach them leading up to that? That's part of development. Like, this is real world. You play well, you play. Kids have to earn it, period. If they have to ride the bench, that gives them something to work for, or else they'll have a rude awakening when they try to get to the next level. Facts. Thank you, Woody. That's what I'm saying, I set up a workout plan that the kids are expected to follow to develop. If the kid isn't doing what he needs to be done with to help the parent, then yeah, he gets benched. All right. Well, that's a time frame. You know what I'm saying? Not all parents have time or knowledge too, coach. Also, parents have to set correct expectation of what level their kid is at. And I think that is also about how you come about speaking and talking to them in the beginning. All right. Yes, you want 12 or 13 to be fun, but still gets real fast. Facts. Okay. Parents have to be realistic, and if they approach the coach, they need to be professional. Don't come at the coach and ask what your kid to develop more. Yeah, that kills me with that one. All right. I don't know, man. I used to tell all my parents, like, listen, my door is always open, parents. All right. Because I used to hear the rumblings, and I had a really good team. All right. At that 13, 14-year-old age level. And I had parents coming up to me and telling me, and, how they, I'm showing favoritism, and these sets of groups of kids I was playing this set out, whatever. It would always be an issue with that, right? But I would always hear these rumblings behind the scenes, you know what I'm saying, from other parents who would be talking to me, oh, coach, they talking about you and da-da-da-da. And I was like, yeah. I was like, well, listen, that's fine. I said, my door is always open. I said, if you come to me and you ask me a question, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna give you an answer. But I said, you got it. I come from a professional background, and that's how the GM used to talk to us as players. listen, our door is always open. You know what I'm saying? My door is always open. But best believe when you come, right, you got to be ready for the truth. And that's what he used to always say to me. You got to be ready for the truth. And I always remember that, right? And from there, and I've been told on boards and everything how I suck. I ain't ish, you know, because it gets real on that level. You know what I'm saying? Like it gets real. All right, you better have some, you know, whatever when millions of dollars and stuff is involved, okay, and their jobs are involved. So it gets real, and I don't expect 12 or 13, 14 year olds to understand how this thing goes, right? But part of the experience, just like in your work where you work at, right, parents, you know what I'm saying? If you don't do what you're supposed to, your ass is gone, right? Now we want it to be fun for our kids, you know what I'm saying, and have a good time and play and all of that, right? But parents, right, if you ain't happy what's going on with playing time and positions and all that type of stuff, why talk about it behind the scenes? You know what I'm saying? You know, why talk about it? You know what I mean? If you know what your kid is doing and not doing here and there, right? So you're gonna go and talk and ask questions to the coach and all of that, right? Or the worst thing you can do is the rumblings behind the scenes because it always gets told to the coach. I would hear it and I didn't care. You know what I'm saying? I used to want parents to say something to me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Especially there's always the ones I was struggling with the bat, you know, always had an issue in playing. There's a couple of kids right off the top of my back, and they're going to SEC schools right now. They're committed to going to SEC schools right now. All right. But you know, for a certain thing that they could do well, and that was pitching. But back then they wanted to do pitching and hitting and all of this other stuff and rumblings, and the kid thought their kid was this and that. And of course, again, from parents, you don't mind to see your kid fail. I get it, you know what I'm saying? And you want your kid to fail. It's all right, it's baseball, right? But on the flip side, if your kid is continuing to fail, and I got another option that's on the bench or ready to, you know, play right there, you know, I'm all for giving kids opportunities, man. But you know, after a certain time, especially when it comes to like, you know, the bracket play and I forgot all that type of stuff. It's been a long time, but I do want to, you know, put my best out there. You know what I'm saying? I think I do this service to all the other kids, you know, to play everybody. This is again, 13, 14-year old up. Okay. Just be ready for the truth. That's my whole point. All right. If you want to ask questions and go to the coach and all of that type of stuff, certain coaches are better than others at explaining stuff. I know with me, I'm like, I'll tell you that I get my door's always open, but just be ready for the truth. Basically, what I used to tell them, just be ready for the truth. And if you feel like your son can't handle or you can't handle the truth, don't come to me. You know what I'm saying? Do not come to me. All right. I'm competitive. If it's mine, I want the W, sit and get him and a pitching coach. Yeah, I mean, that's what it should be. Parents have that's the problem with talking to coaches about playing time is too many want to talk about other players versus asking what can I have to do to get more playing time. Facts, Rodney. Facts. All coaches should say that their door. All coaches should say that their door is always open. I said it. All right. But I always put that back in. No, you can come in and talk to me about playing time and all of that and ask me how to develop and all of that. And I'm going to tell you what to do. But on the flip side, I'm also going to tell you what the truth is and what I truly think was going on. And some parents don't want to hear the truth. All right. As parents, we get scared of what is on the other end of a benching. There's a parent's fear and insecurity that their kid isn't resilient enough to come back from a benching. And what happens is parents forfeit a good opportunity to teach their kids resilience. Oh, I love this answer. As a parent, I have been there and had to watch my kid ride the pine, but what emerged is a fighter, a kid that is now D1 bound because she had to work harder to get in the lineup. As parents, we need to stop and trust the process. And thank you, Neela. Oh, that is a great answer. Facts. Oh, that is a great answer. All right. Parents are treating these kids like a prize racehorse, and the parent's identity is based on how well the kid plays. Amen, Woody, on that. All right. Let the kids play the game and have fun, and you'll drive them out to the game. Stats show that most kids quit by the age of 14 to 16 due to parents overstepping their bounds and taking the fun out of the game. Facts, Woody. Facts. Gosh. I coach, and I think a parent is a fool if they never had a conversation with the coach. Now, be realistic. The parent may not agree with the truth coming from the coach, but if you spend 4 to 5 to 7K or more, and you are scared to at least talk to the coach, that is stupid. I got you, Trev. All right, I got you. All right. Like you say, D, ball out, and then the coach has to play the kid. That's all I feel like. On the other hand, my senior was hit in a hitting slump and a leadoff hitter. He's a big hitter, and I told him, if it's your responsibility to lead us, do you fix your problem? Let's watch your own videos and get it fixed. His coach didn't move him because he said he knew Papa would fix it. He's a grader, has fixed it and balling out. I look at it like this. Again, different players have different leashes. So that coach probably obviously knew what your son was capable of doing, right? Again, so it is what it is. And the beauty, what I should love about coaching in sports, it was like the kid that I always felt like would struggle would end up being somebody that I could count on, and the kid that I just thought that was going to be the man struggled because it's baseball. You know what I'm saying? And so, it's just funny things how that works out, where kids and parents and get, oh, why is he on the team and all of this here and there, and my kid is this and that. And the kid that they talked about will end up have more heart and play better than the kid that I, as a coach, so-called, thought I could count on. All right, because nobody knows on any given year. All right, we're talking about this situation, a 13-year-old kid that is struggling on the mound. Okay, and his dad is wondering when or how he, should he say something to the coach about getting his kid on the mound to play. I just believe that, I know my man just said, you pay thousands of dollars, you should be able to reach out to the coach. Yeah, you should. All right. But what you going to say? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think my kid should play. Okay, I think he should too. You know what I'm saying? But go play better, show him we got in practice, and let's go out there and get him on the mound and see what he can do. All right. But, you have to show the coach first that, he can come. What's the sense of keep putting him out there? He walking. When is that benefit anybody? It actually hurts the kid. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't give the kid confidence. You keep throwing him out there and he ain't doing well. You know what I'm saying? It sounds good in theory, you know what I'm saying? But when you keep throwing a kid out there he's scuffling at the plate, certain kids can take it and ride through it. A lot of kids, especially at that age, can't. All right? They can't take it. On the other hand, let me see. Okay. Some coaches seem as though they are there just to get that money back. All the same basic drills. That seems like a copy and paste. Promise that 95% of the coaches doing travel ball don't even teach the proper stretching, physical care mechanics. It's not until an injury happens that most kids learn about physical therapy and body care. Coaches are not teaching position-specific body care and stretching. Oh, you're right about that. Especially at that age group, that's when the muscles start hurting and everything, right? The kids, when you get to around 13, that's when the muscles start developing and start hurting, all right? When you're 10, 11, you could just go out there and play. You ain't got to stretch. They could just throw 6, 7, 8 balls and 30 feet. That's a whole nother damn thing I used to get mad at. Like, kids never warm up properly. They throw about 30 feet hard, short and hard, and think that they're loose, all right? Instead of stretching it out and getting it, anyway, that's a whole nother thing. But you're right. All right, stretching. That's like it's so exhausting and so little time, and the little things with baseball, especially at that age, doesn't it gets overlooked. All right, big time. Truth pill is hard to say. Right. Facts, Cameron. If your kid is not playing, you are figuring out his playing level. Yes, you may not want him on a team, but the parent and the kid has to figure out the child's weaknesses so they can improve. Failure is part of the process, especially with the game of baseball. Facts, all right? If a parent isn't willing to take care of their athlete's body, don't ask the coach about playing time. If you want to be elite, at least do 50% of what top athletes do. However, very few coaches have actually taught them how to take care of their body. That is true. And it's just depending on the type of level of coaches that you have. And again, that's all about having good coaches. Most of them are dads and stuff like that too. So, they probably played baseball into high school and not quite beyond. All right. If you hit, you don't sit. Facts. They will find a place for you. Facts. All right. Facts. Why the parents talking? Make the player talk. I love that too. Especially at that age. I respect that more from a player coming telling me about playing time more than a parent, especially at that age. All right. I mean, again, you know what I'm saying? As long as you get that they can handle the truth and everything, but the kid saying something is more important to me at that age. Okay. I'm not saying 8, 9, 10, parents have to speak for the kid, but at 13, it's about that time. All right. It's about that time. Different players had different leashes. Damn it, mean that was mountains of wisdom right there. Question is, how does the parent recognize the child's lease while still uplifting their spirit? All right. Let them know the real world. Let them know the real world. All right. This kid gets a bigger leash because they feel like he's better than you. Bottom line, they feel he's better than you. You know what I'm saying? Well, he's not. Well, you know why? It's not fair though. He gets to. I'm like, it ain't fair. My boy Jimmy Johnson used to say with the Dallas Cowboys, right? This is where the whole, you know what I'm saying, everybody got different leashes comes from, right? He used to be like, Leon Lett and Michael Irvin, all them dudes can sleep during film study. All right. He said, but the rookie and the dude that barely made a team, he better be up, ready, and prepared. All right. Because if he sleeps, his ass is getting released. All right. Different leashes. All right. Everybody got different leashes. All right. And you see that up top. And that's the real world. And why we coddle and everything on the lower and the lower level. Everybody plays. When does that transition start where like the real world? Is it high school? Or should it be, part of the development is like you're not playing well, sit on the bench. You know what I'm saying? When does that start? When is it okay? When is it okay to teach a lesson like that? Instead of keep throwing them out there. And the team, it doesn't help. Right. I'm not spending 1K for a baseball season. I think that's an issue. A parent thinks I'll spend all this money and my kids are entitled to play. I feel the same way. I tell my son, you better make the 1,000 teams you want. If they don't want, you don't set false expectation. I'll work and you will outshine. Yeah, man. Lord have mercy. I used to get into that. This brings up so many bad memories of me talking to these kids and parents and entitled parents sometimes. Lord, it's the parents, Travel ball coaches don't have the time to teach a lot. Too many games now. Kids got to put in the work on their own and talk to the kids about why he is not playing and what he needs to do to get on the field. Get fast, they're still base, become defensive replacement, bunter, moving runner. Child has to figure out to fight to get back on the field. And that's facts. I mean, listen, at the age of I want to say 12 for me. Going into as a 13, I struggled tremendously. I did enough to play. Obviously, I'm not gonna sit and say like, oh, obviously, but I remember I was questioning if I really wanted to still play. I was doing that bad as a 12-year-old. I didn't necessarily have no college. I didn't have no private instructor. Most of you guys know that, at my age, 35 and older, I never even heard of private instructors until, I got into the youth baseball space. And I think that's probably something in the next maybe last 15 years or so that's, pretty popular to have private instructors and ex-pros and stuff like that teaching like myself. But, I never had a private instructor, you know what I'm saying? And I know most of my people that, I know are listening here, you 35, 37 and older, you had a coach, you know what I'm saying? You practiced and if you may do a little something extra over there, but it wasn't private instructors where a parent paid extra, at least where I was from, you pay extra money to do extra hitting lessons or something like that. That was unheard of, you know what I'm saying, in my way, right? But all right, nowadays you could shake a stick in certain areas and all of that. And there's a ex-pro, ex-college kid teaching hitting, fielding, catching, how to choose sunflower seeds and spit them out correctly and everything in between when it comes to private instruction, right? All right. So there's so much to learn, so much to do, right, out there to learn. The problem sometimes I see with parents is that you wait to the last minute, all right? You wait till the season starts and he gets struggling. That's the toughest time to start, getting proper coaching to develop, to work on a swing or get on a mound and pitching. All right. All that stuff needs to be done, you know what I'm saying, in the off season. But basketball is going on or, it ain't baseball season. So you're not trying to spend the money training, you know what I'm saying? It's like, cause it's out of sight, out of mind type of thing. Right. But you'll wait till like a week before the season starts to like want to get the lesson or two to kind of get it cranked up and going. He may be hitting and stuff like that, but as far as instruction on the swing, that's when the most development happens is in the off season. I put a post up the other day, talked about, people want to play underneath the lights, right? But all the real work is done when the lights are off. You know what I'm saying? Behind the scenes, that's when the work is done. That's the same thing when we talk about if you want to go out there and ball out in the spring, what you've done in the wintertime. I talked about this multiple times over the last couple of years. All right, like from a professional standpoint, the work you put in the off season is what you're going to see in the regular season. All right. Now I know it's a professional talk. All right. And I'll be the first to tell you when I was growing up, basketball was winter thing to do. I didn't touch a baseball or anything like that until it was baseball season. I get it. All right. But the way it is now, the way the level and the competition that's out there and the amount of games being played and all that, you ain't got time, you know what I'm saying, to like chill out. And the type of money that's being made is crazy, you know. We just spanked 5-star. They are a nationally ranked team and cost money like the Dirtbags cost money. And this isn't no shade on them. We spanked them this weekend like 10-0. I kind of feel bad for the parents that spent a few grand and got a lot of feelings hurt with the score at the end. 5-star was beat by a team that cost $250 a season. However, that cheaper team practices and the coaches drill the fundamentals, even in the elite players that have plenty of room for growth. Right, facts. All right. It is what it is. Youth baseball is best. All right. It doesn't cost a whole lot to play, but to get in certain tournaments and uniforms and all, it's a business. It's just a business now. It is what it is. All right. All right. But if you got good coaches that don't mind not getting paid, if you got, parents that are committed, all right, is eventually, I don't know where you could play all the, but paying $250 a kid, I don't know what and how many tournaments you can get into with that price. You know what I'm saying? Let me know. All right. So, I know you could go out there and get some little t-shirts for $20 a piece and a pair of pants and go out there and rock and roll. You know what I'm saying? But I know some of these, tournaments and big time showcase tournaments cost a lot of money. All right. But I'm glad though, Abu, I'm glad that you're out there doing your thing, man, with that price. All right. Congrats to that. So that was my lesson today. All right. I wanted to hit you with that. This is something that I'm over here, I'm sorry, working on this event for Jupiter, Florida. We're trying to make it happen in May. But I wanted to tomorrow I'll be joined by Coach. I'm gonna get it right. That's all I'm gonna make sure. All right, Coach Charles Bolden, all right, from University of Wisconsin at Eau Claire. I think I'm saying it right. All right. Division III school. Young brother out there, came from the HBCU rankings and I think he came from the HBCU ranks and became a head coach over there at a Division III school, so up in Wisconsin. So I'm super excited to have him on. All right. It's gonna be dope to have him on. So we're good, man. We're gonna be joining the college coach tomorrow. All right. They charged. All right. Some of those kids that are on the team work out in the gym and actually work on their craft. Facts. Okay. All right. My kid was in a platoon for a few years back. We talked about it and was pissed, but didn't show it. We came up with a mantra for him: prove them wrong. Facts. When I drop him off for practice, I tell him, have and prove them wrong. Facts. Fast forward a few years, we still say prove them wrong, and he's a center fielder and a top 5 hitter. Facts. All right. So it didn't crush, right? It didn't hurt. Dad, you didn't have to go run and talk to the coach and all of that. You just said, like, use it as fuel to get better. Facts. And I'm sorry, I'm just adding to it, right? And pushing for a varsity spot as a freshman. Facts. He lives 5 days a week. Everyone that doubted him has now become an imaginary enemy that motivates him daily on the field. I talked about this yesterday. I talked about playing mad or being upset and getting, hey, you gotta find, if everything's laid out like this and you good and you always, that's one of the top players on your travel teams and you don't go through no real ups and downs and stuff like that, you're going to get hit eventually. All right. How do you deal with it? I know from a professional standpoint, they always want a kid to struggle at least 1 year in the minor leagues before they bring them up to the major leagues. Some of these guys, I may say I struggled at 12 years old, but I couldn't remember when I became a pro of struggling. I'm in high school, I breezed through high school, right? but it was my when I was 20 years old, my first year in the advanced high A, I struggled. I'm talking about struggled more than I ever have in my life. 6 for 70 something. It was like 1 for 40 something, crazy slumps. And I was going crazy. You know what I'm saying? But I got through that. I finished the season strong and all of that. But it gave me a confidence of knowing that, because when you're going through it, it was like, man, can I play? Did I reach my peak? Am I good enough? Man, I'll never make it to the major leagues. I'm not good. Whatever. You start questioning all of that. And from a professional team, they want you to go through that. They want you to struggle at least a year, you know what I'm saying, in the minor leagues, just so you learn how to deal with, because you're going to struggle in the big leagues because you're facing the best of the West, the best of the best. But how do you come out of that? You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying they want you to struggle and that not everybody struggles in the minor leagues. I'm not saying that, but there is a time and two for most guys that struggle. I'll say 90% of those guys, pitching wise and all of that, struggle. We had my boy Sean McLaughlin came on right last week, maybe the week before, and was talking about his journey. Those 96, never struggled before in college at Georgia, did his thing, and he's in the minor league scuffling. He's wondering, he had to reinvent himself, throwing 96 miles an hour. But he's like, yo, why is my 96 getting turned on? Why is these guys lighting my 96 up? What am I doing wrong? All right. And he was scuffling. He had to reinvent himself. And that's why he got into the technology aspect of it and try to learn how to do something different. All right. It happens. So it's okay to struggle. That's what I was trying to tell the kid, the dad, like, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? To struggle. It's all right. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how you go through this. How you dig yourself out. Now this kid go out, get it right, pitches well the last 4 or 5, games of the season, and maybe a scuffle the whole year, but the last 2 or 3 outings, he may get it all together. And now he could propel himself throughout high school. And now he knows that, hey, if I struggle like this, I'll be all right. That was the worst time. You know what I'm saying? So it's nothing wrong with that. Especially in this game a bit, if you don't struggle, it's going to happen. This game, as soon as you feel like you figured it out, the game is going to come back and bite you. All right. Do you allow your kids to challenge for a starting position an entire year, or once they get your starters, they are your starters regardless of performance? Nah, Bobby, nah. You gotta keep playing. All right. Especially the main one. The main stars is the one I be moving around. And I try to make them uncomfortable. I ride them the hardest. You know what I'm saying? Because the main guys, if you ride them, then you definitely, the kid that's scuffling and batting ninth, and you riding him. If he feels like, well, he talks to me just like he talks to the third hitter in my team, and he won't feel no favoritism. Like, I may not kick him out of the third hitter out of the lineup completely, but I'll drop him, change positions, let him know. You know what I'm saying? That's why, I got to that point in 13, 14 when I had a high level. Like I said, I think out of my 14-year-old team, I want to say right now, 7, 8 of them are D1 between football and baseball right now, D1 kids. All right. So if you wanted to play, you had to play at a high level. Like, you know what I'm saying? I had 2 or 3 kids that would take your position ready to go. Especially my infield was crazy. You know what I'm saying? My infield was crazy. All right. They got D1 kids and Big 12 and Conference USA and, D2 and whatever that can play. SEC commits as a pitchers. They can play first and third. That was on that team. You know what I'm saying? Now they committed as pitchers. You know what I'm saying? Only. And those are the kids, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's my 13-year-old team. And then I have one that a 2 years ago, they're 15 now, and I know I got about 3 or 4 high D1 kids that are on my team. You know what I'm saying? That were on my team. So they slipped up, and we had some kids right behind them that can play. Not sure if you heard, but LeBron became part owner of the Red Sox today. Really? Oh, that's dope. Congrats, LeBron. LeBron doing this thing. I love LeBron, man. Do you think it's good to link an athlete with a sports psychologist, and if so, what age? Great question. I don't know. I'm gonna speak from a youth parent, tennis parent. I think they said around 14, 15, they had their daughter sit with a sports psychologist. So, to each his own, I would say maybe 14, 15. Take a wild guess on that. All right. I don't know, but that's a good question, though. Great question. So much emphasis on winning rather than developing and learning the game. Too much immediate gratification. That's not the truth. and that's not the true measurement. I agree. I agree. I agree. I deal with it every weekend. You know what I'm saying? Like I want my daughter to win. All right. But my daughter got her butt kicked by a girl, um, and she was nationally ranked and really, really good. And and I was like, listen, where can I go? Me, the competitive nature, and the dad. I was like, where can I go where we can skip the first round or two. My daughter breezed through the first day, like 2 or 3 matches. She'll breeze through them girls, knock them all out. All right. I want to get to the point where my daughter goes and plays those girls that just kicked her ass big time. All right. I want to play them the whole tournament. Like, I don't care if she goes 0-3, 0-3, 0-4. All right. But I know eventually if she keeps playing on that level, right, a national, level, instead of not just a southern region, but a national level, right? If she keeps playing against those girls, I like to think my daughter's gonna do nothing but getting better. It'd be the same thing as far as like running, right? If you feel like you will only run a 4.6, right, 40, all right, by yourself, but then if you keep racing somebody that runs a 4.4 and you keep racing them, all right, you can't do nothing. But if you're trying to really beat them, you can't nothing but get faster, right? You know what I'm saying? If you keep racing somebody that's 4.4 and you're a 4.6 runner, and you keep racing and racing, eventually you're gonna start catching up to them. All right, you're gonna get faster. All right, just by racing. You could do speed coaches and all that. That works. I'm just saying, but just racing against somebody, all right, that's faster than you, and you trying to beat them, you're gonna have a faster time than just racing by yourself. All right. And that's what I feel like. I was just saying, let me go face every girl, every round, just like this good. That's this good. All right. I feel like my daughter could take these L's right now and alone because it's long term. I eventually, if she's worth the weight in gold, she will come to the to the level where she needs to be and play these girls for real, for real. All right. My 12-year-old had to get on a new team because his coach's son was done playing, switched him to a new team, and the new coach is developing over winning, but my son has not once suited up at catcher, his main position. He asked the coach about it because the coach wants the kids to come to him. He's been recognized as a great catcher, but a lot of coaches in the area, he was invited to private school camps as a fifth grader because of his play as a catcher. I'm telling him just to continue to. All right. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm guess he's asked about the coach about it, and kid wants him to come to him. He's been recognized as a great catcher by a lot of coaches in the area. He was invited. All right. Well, I guess if he was, you know, labeled as a great catcher by all these other coaches, then why you go to this coach then? You know what I'm saying? If some is the reason why you went to this one. All right. So you probably feel like he's being challenged the most by this coach and this team. So, you know what I mean? Just tell him to keep getting better. All right. It's a reason why you went to that coach. It's a reason. All right. You could have went to all the ones that loved on him and do whatever. I'm sure this coach probably did it at one time too, but it's all right. You could be the man on one team and go to another team, another level and all of that and not be the man. That's okay. All right. It's okay. Yes, kids need to go to sports psychologists. They need to find out if they're playing for themselves and their satisfaction or for their parents' satisfaction or fear of disappointing their parents. That comes out during the sessions. About 90% of kids play so they don't disappoint their parents, and that's why they quit. If the parents aren't taking them, they don't go. If they wanted to play, they go figure out, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I didn't say not to, I didn't say, yes or no, they should go. I said, yeah, go. I didn't know what age. He asked me the age. All right. So I didn't say not to go. I was like, yeah, this is when. The question was when should he go? All right. Trials was over. All right. I don't know what that means, Bill. Sorry, man. All right. But do you mean that he gassed him up until trials was over and he came on the team and then he became real? Or I don't know what you mean by that. All right. But anyway, that's my time, y'all. Listen, shout out to the people that's reached out to me in the back end. I think I talked to 2 parents the last couple of days. Shout out to everybody that will be. You see the bottom of the ticker, the the D Brown SoCal Showcase. All right, on the bottom of this ticker, it'll be super cool. It's gonna be super exciting. Man, DJs, food trucks. It's gonna be a great live. Just a great lively event. All right. Right now we have more kids there than we have in Atlanta. I think we're going to end up with about over 40 something kids. And if we have a spike, maybe get up to 50. All right. So we're getting there. I'm gonna have to get some more t-shirts made. I made 40 and we're at that number right now. So gotta get some more t-shirts made in the last minute. But if parents that are listening in that are coming to the one in Southern California, if you have not filled out your information, you know what I'm saying, so I can send them to the colleges that will be on a live stream, please do that now. All right, please. I'll put that in the email link, and if you have not seen it on the email, and sometimes you put your son's emails on there, that's fine and dandy, but I need your email. All right, I need you to fill out that information, send it back to me, and I make the brochure just like I think I showed it maybe 2 weeks ago how it looks when I send it to these college coaches. Okay, so right now I know we got Nevada, Arizona, Texas. All right, I got my boy. I just saw my boy that was at my Dallas showcase. Tiffany and her son is coming in from Dallas, Texas, out to California. We're gonna have I think right now we got Nevada, Arizona, Texas. We got four states represented. All right, so and we got up north, Vallejo, Oakland coming down all the way there. San Diego going to be in the building. So super dope. All right. Anyway, I'm sorry. Yeah, we got one more college coach going to be there too. Coach from Rio Hondo Junior College. All right. They will be joining us. All right. And his exact words was like, we could not recruit like we wanted to. So it's very hard for us to go out there. They're going to come out there looking for some players. Okay. So that's what I love. So, we got a handful of JUCOs that are going to be there. So I'm super excited about that. I love my JUCOs and some pro scouts there too. So D-Car, I don't have that Texas. I actually spoke to my guy out there in Texas. I feel very confidently that we're going to make this happen in Houston. I got a whole different crew, and if we team up with the group that I think we may team up, it may end up being really big and really, dope. So I just talked with that guy today. I'm going to email him later on today, and we're going to kind of iron out a date and see if we could do something teaming up wise. The issue right now is just getting the right field and the date together. But I think I got something, and it definitely will be in Houston. So we're just trying to figure out location, date, and if we could team up together with this group too, it'll be, it could be really, really good. They find out what I was doing, and that's the beauty. And shout out to my boy Bruja out there, ex-teammate of mine. That's the beauty of just, knowing who you know, and we may team up and do some really big things out there in Texas. So in May. So I'm super excited, working on getting something together in South Florida. Jupiter, Florida. I just literally got the text as we were on the live today, ironing out the details there. So hopefully we can kind of get those details worked out for May 15th in Jupiter, Florida. All right. So shout out to my people out there in Florida. We're coming out there May 15th. All right. So tentatively, we're going to work. Hopefully we get the pass and the permits and all of that for the fields, and we should be good to go. All right. For there. So that would be my first time in Jupiter in a very long time. So, and then hopefully the week after or 2 weeks after, we could come out to the H-Town. All right, that's the goal. All right, so super excited. We're getting these things locked and loaded. We're working on these things. All right, so I appreciate the parents being patient. I appreciate the people that have signed up, for California. We got a good amount of kids, I reached the minimum number that I wanted, we have reached that over this weekend. So I'm excited about that. And which, it's really good. And I feel like leading up to tomorrow, Thursday, when it closed down. I'm sure we get a few more last minute sign up. So if you are interested or know somebody in the California area, all right, or if you want to fly out there, like I just said, I have a parent coming out there, 2021. All right, my boy Gabriel and his mom Tiffany, lefty, big boy pitcher. He's like, yo, you gotta make it happen. So they're coming out to SoCal Showcase. All right, so we're making it happen. I'm gonna say peace and love, man. Message me if you have any type of issues, anything, recruiting service or camp information. Holler at me, private message me in the background. Tomorrow, again, we got Division III coach coming on. All right, we'll have a little fun. All right, and should be dope. All right, so join me tomorrow as we bring on the Division III college coach up there from Wisconsin. All right, brother out there in Wisconsin doing his thing. All right, so I want to say peace and love to you guys, man. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.